Yo, what is up, people? It's your boy, Foss Crash here with a bit of a different thing. Gonna do a operator showcase on one of my favorite operators currently in the game, on Defender's side at least, Castle. In my opinion, Castle is one of the most underutilized defenders in this whole game, especially for how much he actually brings to the table on some of these sites. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 of my absolute favorite. Now, the editing on this won't be too good because I don't have $1,000 to spend on an editor, so just bear with me. Some of the more important walls I will show reinforcing, but other than that, I'm just going to get right into this. First and most important thing is the loadout. You will always basically use the UMP-45. Sometimes the M10 is okay, but you basically almost always use the UMP-45 and the Super Shorty. For a gadget, most of these sites I choose to use proximity alarm. However, it's basically preference on these. Some sites, one I'll show definitely prefers the bulletproof camera over the proxy alarms. However, in my experience, I think proxy alarms are way better on Castle. Going in no particular order with these, by the way. So this is the first one. We're here on Clubhouse. CCTV. All these will be in the ranked, in a ranked setting. So bomb will be the default game mode we're on. So first thing you want to do is, I like making this rotate right here, or I usually make it because it's more reliable. You want to make it a vaulting one always, and then to save time, I'm just going to throw proxy alarms on the walls that you should reinforce. I reinforce this one almost every time. And then the first castle barricade you put right here. And now next one, you can either choose, you can put a castle barricade right there, or you can put one on this doorway. It's up to you. If you want to throw a proxy alarm on this doorway, then that works. However, I like pocketing mine, because you will usually at this current time having a zombie playing up here. So second castle barricade, or third depending on which one you use, goes right here. I prefer, for that, going back to this one, I prefer putting it on that door because it blocks off a rotate down there from garage, which is good or bad, good and bad. Okay, for last castle barricade, I usually reinforce this off, by the way, like always. But last castle barricade and first proxy alarm that I usually do is I put the proxy right there. There are better spots for it. You probably could like put it. Actually, wait, never mind. I'm getting this wrong. Sorry. I put the proxy alarm in here, so it's right there. Because what you do is, I like making this another vaultable hole, as you can see. And then you reinforce this wall right here, and then this wall is reinforceable, obviously. So then, no, yeah, I'll just reinforce this one, because then you put the proximity alarm right there, so it blocks off red, and then you, as the castle player, should almost always be playing right here on red stairs, because it lets you see wall, lets you see the drone hole, so you can get a little shots of the feet, and you get to see right here, minus that. And of course, the last castle barricade you should have, considering if you put one down there already, is on this wall right here. I mean doorway. As for reinforcements, that's the most important reinforcement, and that one right there, that is shot out. That's the only other reinforcement you should be placing is the castle. Okay, guys, for this next one we're on CEO office and executive lounge on the map Bank. This one takes a bit longer to set up, but bear with me. If you have, I recommend, I should have said this before at the beginning of the video, some of these you kind of need to do it, or you really have to like tell your team what you plan on doing. So that's a bummer on some of these sites. This is just one of them because this one takes a while to set up. I like shooting this one out though because a lot of people don't do this in solo queue, but this wall right here should never be I don't know about never, but a lot of times you do not want to reinforce this wall ever, because you can very easily block off that doorway from way over here on site, especially if you get some certain angles. I'm not trying to go there now, but yeah, right here you can't see that doorway, so this is a death zone right here usually. These two you could reinforce, or you could do a rotate thing. I wouldn't do the rotate, I would reinforce both of those personally. But anyways, back to business. like always, make this a vaultable rotate. This one actually you could make just a normal rotate, but I choose not to. And first castle, this one you want to place last usually, so I shouldn't be showing this. Just place this one last when everyone's like roamed already, but you put this last one, not first one, right here on this. And then I like playing in here personally, so I make a rotate, another vaultable one, as you can see. And then you can choose to either reinforce this or not. It's up to you. And then real quick, this is one of the cases where if you did bring bulletproof camera over proximity alarms, this is where you'd put a bulletproof camera because it allows you to see all that and you can see the top of banana. But since I brought proxy alarms, I usually put one right there, top of banana. Now for these, usually you want a wooden barricade off this one, and this one, and this one you want to castle off because it blocks a person from playing up there, and it also kind of blocks those windows. So this is the one you castle. And then over here, real fast, you want to castle this off because it blocks off both of those windows from seeing all this. As you can see, this one can still see a little bit, but at that point you usually have someone playing right here, aka that's the person you'll be seeing at that double doors, and seeing into there too. And for this last one, what I like doing is I usually hold trump. So what you do is you shoot those out, and then I usually not reinforce, I use my last one right here. Because you have the beeper on red stairs, so you know they're pushing you, and you have these feet holes, so you can lay prone. You can't hold the pixel peak. That's top white right there. So if they go in that doorway, you will hear them and see them, and you start blasting them. Okay, bit of a weird sight on this one, but sometimes if you're stomping the enemy team on defense, you will have to pick between kitchen and blue bar / gaming room. In my case, for castle, I hardly ever lose with this sight setup. So first thing you want to do, might seem weird, but shoot at that hatch because you need this vertical play really badly. And then this one's kind of a waste, but you'll see in a moment. You usually don't want to put these on outside doors because these just waste like barely any time, especially if they have sledges or something. But anyways, put the first proxy right there. And then you want to roam up here, and then shoot this house out too. Now for the other proxy, I just put it right here because, believe it or not, you don't notice it, or don't tend to at least. And then you want to castle this off because usually you're the only one who's going to be playing up here. You want to reinforce this off. This is the one I will show reinforcements because it's kind of specific. You can choose to make it rotate there or not. It's up to you. In this case, I'll do it just to show it off a little bit. And you want to castle this off. Now then you also want to cancel this window off. And this is one of the cases where you gotta choose to do that one or this one. I like doing that one a little more because you can put the proxy right there, and if they rush plant with like Ying or Monty, you can react a little faster. Because that's something that's starting to crop up, the Ying and the Ying plant rushes. But you want to reinforce this right here, and this duo wall for reinforcements, and that's basically this setup. So literally all you have to do is shoot out drones, and you can play hatches however you like. You can play it up here, have like hold specific angles. They will usually try to push you out of here, so that's you're basically a time waster. However, you do not want to be too aggro on this, because if you die, you're basically screwing over the round for your team. As for reinforcements, you leave sight to your teammates. This hatch is really good. People don't expect it too much, surprisingly, because it blocks off that door and that door right there. That's the main one that people tend to push from fireplace. Because I tend to see people not take vertical on this site too much, mainly because half of it's hard. Okay, now we are on border in bathroom and tellers. So this one's really fun. This might be a contender for also. This is probably my top 3. This is probably my number 3 favorite. What you would do is shoot out that hatch, and you can blast out this top right here, I usually like just shooting too because it feels like it's faster. But shoot out all that right there. Shoot out this as well. It'll all make sense in a second, trust me. Usually you want to rush up to here though, so you wouldn't be doing that usually until you're up there. Throw a proxy right there so it alerts on the windows. And then what you want to do is run all the way up here. I personally throw a second proxy right there because people don't see it often. Place one right here ASAP. Now then, you can do this in any order basically. Reinforce all three of these, or two of them at least. You can choose to make it rotate or not. It's dangerous to have the rotate though, because if you die up here, you're basically screwed around most of the time. But since we're good castle players and not bad ones, we won't die. Castle that off. Do make it rotate into here though. Come on. And then shoot at that hatch there. And then I like canceling this one off personally. You can keep a proxy alarm and throw it in here because it'll tell you if someone's in there and in there. But I like putting one in the bathroom window because it freaks them out a little bit more. Now then, what I forgot to do was you do want to put your last one on that window because it also kind of gives it away. And if they choose to push there at like the last 30 seconds, it kills a lot of time. So you will not be pocketing any castles on this one. Basically how this works is you can see construction, workshop. You can see that all the way to like the main door practically, or just about maybe. Nope. Yep, you can't see the main door basically. And then it lets you. People do play vertical a lot on this site, so blocks off main stairs, CCTV, balcony side, all these walls. You block off armory and these two doors right here. And from up here, you can see the window. Obviously, you can't go a little bit. That is kind of a default plant spot right there, I think, or right there even. You can't see that door from right here. And if that is blocked off for some reason, you can't see the workshop right there because people usually like breaching that. Okay guys, I made this one the last one on purpose because this is probably my favorite one in this whole game to play castle on, and this is Coastline Theater Penthouse. Honestly, this site is probably like one of the most strongest sites in the game, to be honest. So this one you kind of have to hurry, but because this one takes a while to set up as a castle, especially if you're doing it alone. But always make the footholds right here, because if they drop hatch, you see their feet before they can see you. And then what I do is cancel this off, so they can't just run through it, or they have to burn utility at least, so they have plenty of time to shoot their feet. Cancel this off, and you want to make the rotate right here into VIP. And you want to make a vaulting one right here. This one's a little more complicated. This is probably my most advanced one. You want to reinforce this off. This one I will take the time to do some of the reinforcements. You want to have a commute or a cade, preferably mute because mute's busted. Mute this wall off. Make it hard, obviously. And then I like shooting feet holes right here. Reinforcing this off. Shooting feet holes right here. Reinforcing this off. Placing a proximity alarm right here because we're a little more in the bushes. Tiny bit. There we go. So if anyone pushes this, you'll hear them, and they can barely see that. And this is where you want a mute to come in. You want this wall caded, muted, banded. You want this thing on lockdown. It does not matter how, because as you can see, they can't get this wall open. They have to push for either these walls, which is why mute's better, because you can place one in there, and two in here. So they basically have to go for the doorway, which is when you'll be preferably prone. I usually sit prone on this area right here because you get so many free picks because people do not drone this site, or at least this out, and if they do, even then they'd have to get real lucky headshots, because if no one's pushing this, you literally have like a very strong corner peek on that, even though you can't play right here. Then start blasting feet. Not for frags really though. You can't play this too, so you're literally right on the doorway. And hello, I'm just noticing this too. Oh no, you can't shoot through that. That would have been amazing if you could shoot through these little holes. But yeah, you can play right here. You see directly on that doorway. As for castle barricades, put one here, so they can't just run in from over there. I start off the round playing here usually because if people push from hookah and vase, cool vibes, billiards, then you can't see in there pretty easily. I wouldn't put too aggro on it because obvious reasons, you're proning and they can hear you easily. So I'd be about here usually, maybe like this leaning ways. Moving on, the last castle barricade you want to put is right on this door right here. And last beeper I usually put right right there. I put it in the guitar usually because you like missing twice now. Come on, where is it? About there. They can't see it, or they can't really shoot it until they like run in here, which even then is very rarely. And if they do run in, knife that out. You can see right onto that, which is a very beautiful angle. They have to like pixel peek your head practically. And the bad part about this one is if someone breaches wall, you can't play this because it holds the right side. And if you know they're on the left side, then you can play this a little more. So that's how you play on the wall. You can also crouch, obviously, on the books. Right here, right here. So the only bad part about this one is you can't shoot this one out too. So you can get a double sight on the window. In my case, this thing refuses to break. There we go. So you can't get double sights on the window. So this is for the window peek mainly, and the bathroom door. As for bathroom, actually, you should know this by now. If they drop dead, you can put a proxy alarm there too if you want, but I wouldn't bother wasting it because you'll hear them drop definitely. Only bad part with this site is I like making sight holes right here, but people usually do this for me, so I don't have to. If they get this wall specifically, then that is kind of obsolete, especially if they plant this. So this one's the most important one. You really need a mute or vault, some sort of wall denial for these walls specifically. And if they have a Maverick, then that was good game planning on them. You can't really control that much, and you have teammates hopefully helping you deal with them. So these are my favorite. I still have way more to show off. However, if this video does well, I will show off a bit more of these. A bit more being number 5 again, until I inevitably run out because there's only so many sites. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you join into my live streams because I often do show off how these work in action there. And with the time limit running out, I shall be on my way. Thank you for watching.